Hello everyone, Kevin Stevenson here with GetMeTheGeek.com, and today we're going to talk about WSL 2. That's Windows Subsystem Linux, Windows Linux Subsystem, blah 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 blah. That's Windows Subsystem for Linux 2. That's right. There's a new version coming out, and if you can get your computer updated to version 20.04 of Windows 10, you can install the WSL 2. It is faster, like 10x performance. Let's get started. I'm Kevin Stevenson with PhasedLogix. We're a managed IT services provider. If you'd like to hire us for projects, go ahead and check us out at GetMeTheGeek.com. If you find my videos valuable, go ahead and subscribe and like. If you'd like to support me directly, go ahead and buy me a coffee. Alright, here we are. And this is the instructions on how to do it. First off, you will notice that you need to be to version 20.04. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, that's bigger. All right, 20.04. So we're gonna look at this machine, and let me tell you, I had some troubles because neither one of the machines that I do my recording on I could update to 20.04, so it was a little bit of a trouble. And so what I ended up doing is taking one of my machines and doing a fresh install of Windows. And see there, we got version 20.04. So as you can tell, and I'm going to shrink this down just a little bit more. Just so what you can do, here's the PowerShell you can to install it, but I'm going to show you how to do this from regular Windows. So the first thing you need to do, you're going to install Windows Subsystem for Linux. So we're going to type in here, and we're going to go turn on Windows feature. Boom, right there. So we're going to find WSL. Here it is, Windows Subsystem for Linux. Click OK. And this says non-restart, so we're going to say don't restart. Now we're going to do that again. And if you notice, this is the update to WSL 2. And here we need to enable virtual platform. And that's going to be in here. It is different than Hyper-V, by the way. So here is virtual platform. Go ahead and get OK. We're going to get that installed. This also says a no restart. And now let's go to PowerShell. And copy this. WSL set default version 2. And let's see, can we make this bigger? Properties, font. Yeah, let's try this. Oh, there's a little bit bigger. Hopefully you all can see that a little easier now. And that's just this thing that's right here, and I'm just going to hit enter there. And I'm not sure what's going on with the PowerShell here. There we go. WSL is not recognized. Oop. I might need to reboot. Let's do a reboot. Alright, WSL. Alright, it is definitely installed now. Let's go ahead and oh, we left it like that, so that's good. We were back down to this guy. Now put that in there and boom, update the kernel component. Now if you notice that also is told right here in this article. So we're going to go ahead and open that in a new tab and take a look at it and say download the latest kernel. Do that. That comes down here while we're installing that. So if you're not familiar with WSL, basically what Microsoft has done is they've installed their own kernel, their own Linux kernel in Windows, so you can run Linux. It's pretty cool, especially if you are doing a lot of Windowsy stuff. So let's go ahead and look at it now. So, okay, so now it's good. Now it says, hey, you want to check out the differences? Let's go ahead and copy that, paste that in here, and look at the differences of WSL. What is new? Well, from version 1 to version 2. Let's see, frequently asked questions, maybe, or comparing. Let's do the comparing. So WSL, boom, 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 boom. Who looks manage VM? So there's something different there. Full Linux kernel. There's the big thing. Full system call capabilities. Boom. So here's the thing. You get like a 10x performance by switching to WSL 2 from over the old version. Now we have installed that. What do you do now? Well, let's go get a Linux distro. So we're going to go in here. We're going to pop into the store. And we're going to look up Ubuntu. Yeah, look, there's Ubuntu 2004. All right, so you can get that now. But before we do that, let's do a little something else. Now, Microsoft has came up with a new terminal. Windows Terminal. And why should I be interested in this? Well, take a look at these screenshots. PowerShell, Ubuntu, and all kinds of stuff like that. So it is an improvement over what you're using for your shell now. If you're getting into Linux, you're SSHing in Linux on a Windows machine, you're probably using PuTTY. And so one of the advantages of using WSL is that you can use the whole WSL and SSH in using that terminal rather than doing it through PuTTY. Now, so I'm going to install this. I'm going to pop this off the screen here real quick so I can sign in. And launch. And here we go. So there's our PowerShell. And if you go down here, you can open command prompt, Azure Shell, change the settings. It's in a JSON file. We're not really worried about that right now. And you might ask yourself, why did I do this? Because we will have a better experience in Ubuntu. So back here, we're going to go and install Ubuntu 24 LTS. That's the latest and greatest version from Conical, and you'll see this, it downloads this pretty quick. I'm going to close my old PowerShell because I don't need that anymore. Got this new guy, and there it is. Now launch. Now you see that there's a Linux terminal. It's going to take a few minutes. It's doing its thing to install. If you go back to that guide, by the way, it walks you through this, some of the versions of Linux that they have in their store, and you're going to have to create a user account, and that's what's going to ask me here. And there I am. So just like any old Linux, so you can, PWD, so you can print your working directory. We'll do a update, and I'll ask you for your password again. As long as you remember it correctly. And if you're familiar with using Ubuntu, this is identical to SSHing into an Ubuntu box and running it. Now, I've got this here. Let's go back over to my terminal. Now, if I go up here, you see nothing here, but I'm going to close that. And I'm going to go up here and I'll say Windows Terminal again. And there it is. all of a sudden I have this tabbed browser experience with your all your terminals. And it's much more what you probably see on your Linux boxes if you're running on a desktop. A little bit more featureful, just a little bit more fancy, if you will. So you might be saying, well, what can I do? Well, pretty much anything you want to do on Linux, you can do in here. So let me just, we'll just show you down here. Once you've got that installed, you can take a look in PowerShell, and we'll go back over to PowerShell, and I'll shrink this guy down a little bit. Whoops. And so you can take this and WSL-L-V, and you'll see that I have 2004 running version 2 of the WSL. It'll say 1 there if you run the version 1. Now you can switch it back to the other version, so I don't recommend it. I can't imagine, oh, my bad. I can't imagine there being a reason to do that, but if you look at this doc right here, just change here, right here, set the distribution and the version number. It'll change it, and that's all there is to it. And you're off and running Linux. So if you want to run Linux on your Windows machine and you're learning Linux and want to get used to the commands, you know, ls-la, all that is in there. Sudo, let's see, like nano, you know, you can do anything that you normally would. So you notice that how this mounts everything. So now let's see, you'll see that drive. So let's just go back here and let's just go back to root. All right, let's do a df-h. So you'll see that there are, the C drive is mounted here. So mount/C. I can go to cd/mnt, and there it is. This is my Windows machine. Go to users, you know, wherever you want to go, it's all there. So you can access your Windows files from the Linux box and vice versa. And upcoming in a future video, I'm going to show you how to do some GUI stuff. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested in seeing the GUI stuff, go ahead and comment. Let me know. Hit a like, thumbs up this video. If you want to know more about Subsystem for Linux and what you can do for it, I'm going to do some Linux graphical stuff and show you how to do that stuff in an upcoming video. So thanks for joining me.